Absolute Unit made a video the most offensive show I've ever seen, High Guardian Spice. This was one of the most requested videos for me to watch on the stream today. Everyone keeps telling me I have to watch Absolute Unit. I don't know who this person is, but I was told I have to watch it. So we're gonna jump right into it and see where we go.
Guys, quick, somebody...
I am very confused and did not expect any of this.
Somebody give me an excuse to not review SAO. I'll literally take anything. You should review High Guardian Spice. Okay, done. Oh god, it's on Crunchyroll. You know, every time I go on Crunchyroll, it feels like this time in college...
What is going on right now?
...that I got the clap. I feel ashamed of myself, and I really hope no one finds out, but, I mean... I know it's gonna happen again. Anyway, I got no fucking idea what High Guardian Spice is, but it can't be worse.
All I know is that I wish I was high when I Guardian Spiced the first time.
And saw it out online. I mean, whatever it is, it
oh no.
Can't be more offensive and deplorable than Asuna getting abused and molested for 11 episodes straight.
Watching Asuna getting abused and molested is one of the high points of my life in comparison to how bad High Guardian Spice was. You're probably thinking, Nux, this is a hyperbole. No one actually feels that way. That cannot possibly be true. But when I say that High Guardian Spice was bad, I mean that I tweeted a couple days ago, I don't think any piece of media could be a 0 out of 10. Yes, I will stand by this till my dying day. High Guardian Spice might be the worst thing ever created.
Right? Alright, I'm gonna go on Crunchyroll and watch this show legally. I'll be right back. Jesus Christ. I need to get a shirt that just says, dumb bitch who speaks too soon. I'm like 169th Cherokee or something, so that could be my Indian name. You know,
what the fuck? What the shit did this person just say? What?
I say a lot of fucked up shit. I talk about a lot of fucked up shit. Now, it's all in good fun. I ain't trying to upset anyone. I'm just an edgelord. But the point is,
I'm an edgelord. I love this guy. What the frick?
There's a lot of horrible things on my mental hard drive, and after living inside the internet this long, I consider myself pretty desensitized. It takes a lot to make me step back and go, wow, that's messed up. I wish I...
Yeah, that was me with the High Guardian Spice and with Velma and with Redo of Healer. There are a couple that always just, damn.
I could say I was building up to some kind of corny zinger here like I usually do, but I got nothing. To be honest, I'm not much of a joking mood at the moment.
You are the joke! You are the joke! You watched the whole freaking High Guardian Spice!
Actually,
you're the butt of every joke!
See, the thing about High Guardian Spice that bothered me was something you three-dimensional types out there probably didn't even notice. I like to think I'm not easily offended, but this was pretty egregious. What am I talking about? Well, to be honest, as an anime girl, I found this show to be extremely racist against my people. Now, I keep seeing folks out there arguing over whether or not this show is an anime, so let me just put that debate to rest right now. As someone who is an anime, I can tell you that this is definitely not. And that's the problem. See, this
is not anything. Like, I'm embarrassed it exists. I am embarrassed to be alive in the same timeline as someone that thought that High Guardian Spice is something that should have been created. And I hope there's a season 2.
Distinctly Western cartoon characters, but they've been stylized to look kind of anime-ish. I'm sure to most people, High Guardian Spice is just a puzzling misuse of your Crunchyroll subscription money. But if you're
No.
an anime girl, this is like watching an entire show of people in blackface. This is
what the fuck is he saying?
Waifu blackface.
And you know what? I'll take it. Any insult that comes to this show, no matter how bad, no matter how egregious and racist it might make me sound, I'll take any insult that comes to this show.
That on its own is bad enough. But it doesn't end there, not by a long shot. This show perpetuates so many of the negative perceptions that society holds about us anime girls. I mean, right off the bat, the main character is a complete moron with pink hair who's always hungry.
It's just lame Goku.
Such blatant stereotyping. Oh yeah, those anime girls, they're all dumb and they have pink hair and they always gotta be shoving something in their mouths. To a waifu like me, this chick is the equivalent of Mickey Rooney's character from Breakfast at Tiffany's. You know, minus the benefit of being absolutely hilarious. And you might be thinking, hey, Katsu, you're always saying how dumb you are, what's the problem? Hey, I'm allowed to say it, not you. That's our word. Ugh. So if you didn't know, there's this old cliche about anime girls that we're badly animated or that we got low frame rates or whatever. It's a very unsavory stereotype. Now there's truth to it, I gotta be real about that, but you know, it's not something we can control. A lot of us are just drawn that way and it's not really an appropriate thing to bring up. You don't comment on a girl's animation quality unless you're like, intimate. You feel me? That's a very personal thing. But if you watch this show, you can see that—
I disagree. I think that there is some doujins out there, some manga that will probably never see the light of adaptation that are just fantastically beautiful. They need no adaptation for their inner beauty to come out. Don't worry about this absolute unit. It's not the animation that makes High Guardian Spice bad. Let me explain my perspective on High Guardian Spice for just the briefest of moments here, Mrs. Absolute Unit Chan-san. This is a 10-minute and 32-second video. That is not long enough to insult High Guardian Spice. So if you are spending any time at all on anything that isn't directly insulting High Guardian Spice, you are wasting the 10-minute, 32-second window you have.
they intentionally made the animation terrible to simulate the look of a very low-budget anime.
No, it's not the animation. It's the fact that it's just people on PowerPoint backgrounds.
Look, I'm not gonna ascribe malicious motivations to the creators of this show.
I am. Whoever made this were drunk on their own power and their own freaking discharge. This is a show that should not exist. I would take every Inukai-san episode combined over one episode of High Guardian Spice. And I wish he got to the... Come on, Absolute Unit, get to the core of it. Say what you want to say.
I don't know them at all, and that's not my prerogative. For all I know, they were trying to be true to the medium, but they just didn't know how to do it tastefully.
They weren't true to shite.
Being said, god damn does this come across as really insensitive. If there was some kind of irony or comedy to it, I'd be perfectly willing to take it as a joke. But I can safely say that there is no humor in High Guardian Spice. It's clearly meant to be taken seriously.
No, the humor in High Guardian Spice is whoever watches High Guardian Spice. You are the butt of the joke.
Because absolutely nothing funny happened in my entire viewing of the show. The whole thing is played completely straight, and it just feels tone deaf and thoughtless. They put so much effort into it, too.
No, they didn't.
Like, they really worked hard to make sure the animation in this show looked like absolute shit. Janky character movements, static, stylistically inconsistent backgrounds, stock vectors just copied and pasted all over the place, flat colors with minimal shading. These people thought of everything. As much as I find it hurtful, I gotta hand it to you, Crunchyroll. I have never seen anyone do such an amazing job of completely fucking something up. I almost have
nothing but respect
to applaud you. It's the same with the voice acting, man. There's this other common perception about anime girls that our English dub voices are shitty with terrible voice acting.
What the fuck is this image?
And as much as it pains me to say so, that stereotype exists for a reason as well. I mean, my English voice sounds like this, but if I switch audio tracks...
はじめまして。お噂はかねがね伺っております。なぜか胸がドキドキして、その
Dude, this bit just keeps going! Please make, you know what? If the rest of the next 5 minutes would just be this, I would say, you know what? This is an appropriate review of High Guardian Spice. He talked about it as little as possible.
I know. Your dick is very confused. Just go blast one out and don't think too hard about it. Anyway, this show...
What an absolute unit. Man knows exactly what we're doing here today. Anyway, for the rest of the stream, we will be watching raw porn moment. Alright, I'm kidding.
Was clearly intended to emulate the feel of a bad English dub. A lot of the voices seem ill-suited to the characters, some of the recordings sound like they were done on headset mics, and a couple of these VAs seem like this was their first job.
Have a look. Let me know, I'll swap them out. You know, you can just go ahead and knock on my skull if you need it.
This was the canon event, guys. A lot of you don't know this, but High Guardian Spice is actually the canon event.
Also, the mixing is terrible, and there's times when the music and effects nearly drown the voices out entirely. To be honest, isn't exactly a bad thing.
That toad thinks he can hide from us.
Oh my god, is that real?
Take their lunch money before you unfreeze them.
Ah!
Now, I know they did all this to achieve a specific effect, but they made it seem so natural you could easily mistake it for complete and total incompetence. Dude, the pink chick's face wigs my shit out. Like, look at the vacant 1,000-yard stare on that bitch. You ever seen anything like that? I'm not gonna lie, guys. Yeah. I didn't finish the show. I got
Lame!
through episode 9 and I just gave up.
You got to episode 9?! What the frick? Listen, if you would have said I only watched the first 2 episodes, I'd have been like, alright, yeah. If you said you watched the whole thing, I'd have been like, you know, mad respect, you actually sat through it. But you got to episode 9!
I mean, maybe it gets less painful later on, but
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It remains consistently awful.
you know what? I've said those words to myself before, and much like that incident, this show left me feeling very butthurt. I know it's not even that long, it just prodded me in a very sensitive place, and I couldn't keep taking it. I just don't get it, Crunchyroll. If you wanted to make an anime, why didn't you hire real anime girls to be in it? There's so many of us just ready and waiting, but no. You had to make a show with American cartoon characters in waifu face.
That is literally not the problem.
Right, so, if you...
The problem with the show is the lack of story, the lack of characters, the lack of any possible conceivable thing that makes any form of storytelling good. Listen, there are many aspects to storytelling that are just good as standalone segment. Backstory, world building, character development, you know, plot, art style, animation, fight scenes. Like, there are just so many different aspects of what makes stories good. This just had none of it.
You're lonely and socially deprived like me. You probably talk to your screen when you watch YouTube videos, and right now you're looking at me and saying something like, "Hey, Katsu, what you gonna do? This show is very offensive to anime girls, and clearly something must be done about it. It should be taken off the internet." That's what you guys sound like inside my head. And to that I say no.
Okay.
Nothing needs to be done. First of all, I don't believe the creators of this show were trying to be racist.
The beauty is, I think that nothing humiliated the creators of the show more than the show itself. For something like Sword Art Online, which was popular and then it got criticized a lot and then it kind of fell off a little bit, and it was really the public perception and the public reviews that made it fall off. You see, I think High Guardian Spice is something different. High Guardian Spice is art in the way that it needs no criticism. High Guardian Spice needs no review. It is so bad, it is inherently terrible. It is a bad review of itself.
They just don't seem to know much about anime, so they went for all the old cliches. I don't see malice in this, only a lack of knowledge and artistic tact. Secondly, just because something hurts my feelings doesn't make it objectively bad.
No, this is objectively bad. I know art is subjective, but this isn't art.
Mean that it shouldn't be allowed to exist. I'm sure plenty of people like this show.
No one liked this show.
And I would never attempt to take away their enjoyment of it just because I find it personally insulting.
If they did enjoy the show, I would try to take their enjoyment away from the show.
No, the only thing that needs to be done is something I already did many years ago. Cancel my Crunchyroll subscription.
Honestly, incredibly based. I really don't like Crunchyroll. As someone that takes sponsors, I do not take Crunchyroll sponsors. You will look back at my channel's history as someone that has made countless videos about anime and been given offers to be sponsored by Crunchyroll all the time. Literally, just last week, Crunchyroll came back to offer me another sponsor. I never took a Crunchyroll subscription, ever. No sponsorships from Crunchyroll, sir. No, I do not like you.
If you don't like a piece of media, don't be a dipshit. Don't go on Twitter and bother the creators.
Nah, they deserve to be bothered. Listen, I don't believe in harassment. I don't believe in harassing anyone, except for whoever made High Guardians. No, I'm kidding. Don't harass anyone.
It's like a fucking spaz. Don't make stupid petitions to get the shit taken down or whatever. It doesn't do anything, and it makes you look like an idiot, not them. If you really want to be heard, you don't need to speak at all because your money talks louder and clearer than you ever could. Insults can be dismissed. Arguments can be refuted, and opinions can be rationalized away.
Not if your opinion is saying that this show has any semblance of creativity or positive impact on the world.
But an empty bank account? Nobody can argue with that shit. There's no need to open your mouth when you can shut your wallet. Do that, and I guarantee you, Crunchyroll
incredibly based anime goyle
will never pull some shit like this ever again. And lastly,
another thing about this show that I really didn't like from the creative standpoint, Crunchyroll, at the time that they started creating this show, Crunchyroll's brand was, don't pirate anime. If you pirate anime, you're a bad person. You are inherently trash, inherently a person of evil. You should definitely support Crunchyroll. Support Crunchyroll. Support the hardworking and poor anime industry in the West, barely managing to scrape by. Please, sir, a penny of your time to Crunchyroll to help us support ourselves. That was how Crunchyroll was basically branded 10 years ago. Yes, Crunchyroll was originally a piracy website, and then they became holier than thou when they decided to go legal. And they were just like, a crumb, good sir, to support us for licensing anime. And that was their argument for years. Literally years. If you go back to old YouTube videos of like anime YouTubers 5, 6, 7 years ago, whenever they were sponsored by Crunchyroll, it was literally in the Crunchyroll talking points to say support Crunchyroll to support the anime industry. It's such a small, itty bitty little place. And then they announced that they are funding their own anime project, which was so kind of, in my opinion, going against the narrative that they were pushing the entire time, that they wanted to support purely for the sake of the industry, for the sake of being able to do what they love, to continue adapting anime, to continue licensing. And then they used that money to create their own anime, and it was absolute and utter shit.
To the executives at Crunchyroll who greenlit this show, I just have to ask you out of pure, genuine curiosity. Are you fucking insane? I don't know if you noticed, but we're on the internet. Every single show on your platform, including the original ones, is available elsewhere for free anytime we want.
Oh god, the piracy argument.
$10 a month for all the anime I want. Well, that sounds like a really good deal.
It's also not true, because Netflix has some, and Amazon Prime has some, and Disney Plus now has some, and some isn't even on Crunchyroll anymore, even though they have the license.
And what sounds like an even better deal? $0 a month. The
oh damn, piracy.
price you're competing against is
Yayo, dreaming. Don't give it up, Luffy, dreaming. Don't give it up, Zolo, dreaming. Don't give it up, Nami, give it up. Piracy time, boys. All right, no, I'm sorry.
0. Zip, zilch, nothing free. The only reason we have to give you money is to support the anime industry, which gives us the shows
Oh man, spitting.
we love. If you start using
Now this is an anime goil with the right takes.
our money to fund American cartoons made by people who don't even watch anime, you are nullifying the sole reason we have to pay you. I mean, hey, I'm just a stupid fucking anime girl, so what do I know? But I would think that when your direct competitor offers the same product at a 100% discount, it might behoove you to not piss off your customers. Anyway, that's all for now, my friends. Tune in next time to find out what new bullshit reason I come up with for not watching SAO. Until then, peace.
What an absolute unit. I have never heard of this channel before, but I like that video. What an absolute unit. Like, subscribe, and follow me on Twitch. Stay weird, fam.